From horsepower gains to custom enhancement, we deliver results. Late Model Racecraft. We talking or we racing?
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Behind me is Mr. DeCapo's beautiful 2022 C8 Corvette. For those of you that follow our channel and you C8 owners out there, if you go back and look at our last twin turbo video we posted, it was of our 750 horsepower twin turbo package. It was a silver, I think with black stripes, that we shipped all the way back to Florida. Customer loved it, but that was kind of our starting point for the rear mount turbo system. Mr. DeCapo saw that. He'd already given us a deposit for something similar to that, and then said, I want to go to the next level. So we took that, and now we offer what is standing behind me, our 1,000 horsepower twin turbo package that is a rear mounted turbo setup. And again, guys, those of you that have modded these vehicles before in the past, whether it's a C7 or a 6th gen Camaro, the direct injection stuff, you kind of know there's that ledge of where to step over when you start making more horsepower to spend the money when it comes to fuel system and other drivetrain components to make that horsepower reliably. So again, guys, I'm also here to tell y'all we have done several of these builds now when it comes to standard boosted applications or naturally aspirated applications that I'm confident in selling y'all an A, B, C, or D package, plus with fine tweaks to it to meet your needs and goals at home. So Mr. DeCapo's is kind of a perfect example of that. He took what we'd done in the past, which a lot of y'all have seen our top mount twin turbo system, and we went with something a little bit different by doing the rear mount kit on his vehicle. And then also, instead of it just being turbos only, he wanted more than just, let's say, 650 rear wheel horsepower. He wanted 1,000 flywheel horsepower. So my goal was to show him we could make 93 octane and 850 rear wheel horsepower safely, reliably, with direct injection only, with no aftermarket ECM, so the car can be tuned with HP tuners 100%, no port injection, so no extra fueling, or no meth added to it. That way the car idles and drives just like it did from the factory when it comes to the direct injection system. So let's go to the back, kind of show you just a little bit. Again, those of y'all that seen the top mounts, y'all know how good they look up top, in my opinion. They look great for car shows and stuff like that. This system is still a very efficient system. It is still a complete precision turbos with air-to-water intercooler. These are 62, 66s. We have an air-to-water intercooler, and then there's also an ice tank that sits in the back. But as y'all can see, it does not take up any room. There are no tanks in the back. There are no fuel cells. There are no meth tanks. Nothing in the back, nothing in the front. So those of you out there that like to golf like myself, your golf clubs can still fit in the back, I promise. So again, his goal was to try to hit 1,000 flywheel horsepower reliably. And so to do that, it does kind of go over the ledge when you go from our 750 horsepower package to our 1,000 horsepower twin turbo package. This setup requires, obviously, let's start with the fuel system. Factory fuel pump in the tank, just the electric pump, will not suffice. So we add 2 extra fuel pumps in the tank to feed the mechanical fuel pump. On top of that, this is just like our C7 stuff, guys. On top of that, we add a larger mechanical fuel pump. Then also we added a larger DI injector. So it is, again, 100% like it came from the factory, just with larger components and more fuel system, more volume to support the extra 1,000 horsepower over double what it came from the factory, right? So now that we have the fuel system to make the horsepower, we went ahead and upgraded the drivetrain components, because obviously 1,000 horsepower stock engine. The pistons on these LT2s are kind of similar to the LT1s. They're not boost friendly, so we upgrade to a forged piston on the engine. And then, which everyone knows when it comes to the C8 platform, the clutch is kind of like the weak link. So Mr. DeCapo has the badass clutch in it, same clutch that we run 8s in all of our other cars. And again, those are the main parts when it comes to jumping over the ledge and opening up your checkbook to spend that extra money. But it's well worth it, because now you have a reliable 850 rear wheel horsepower car to drive. This car actually made, I think, over 872 rear wheel horsepower and over 752 rear wheel torque. So those of you out there that have seen some of our other videos that are like heads cam, piston rod, supercharged engines, the main difference between those and this is the torque number. Turbo cars make a lot more torque right at the hit and then when they shift, where a centrifugal blower is a linear horsepower curve, so boost will climb. When it shifts, the way these things are geared, let's say it goes from 6,500 down to 5,000, centrifugal blower will lose a couple pounds of boost. This car, guys, it made those numbers with only 10 pounds of boost, which is insane, but I was able to do that. I kept at that boost level because of the 93 octane. Mr. DiCapo does plan on running 93 octane with some fuel additive when he plans on racing it hard. That's just a safety precaution on me and him. He doesn't have to. He could run on straight 93 and be fine with it. But it's just something to keep it that extra safe. So again, guys, 850 rear wheel horsepower safely on 93 octane. It is a blast to drive. And with the torque numbers of the turbo car versus the supercharger car. So when this thing shifts at 6,500, comes back to 5,000, instead of it losing a couple pounds of boost like the Pro Charger will, this thing stays at 10 pounds the entire time across the board. So when you're accelerating from 30 miles an hour to 110 miles an hour, you have full power the entire time you're doing it. And then it's just about gearing at that point on how quick it'll run and how fast it'll go essentially. So again, sorry to ramble on a lot about it, guys. I'm super excited about it because this car turned out phenomenal. And Mr. DiCapo, I think he's gonna absolutely love it.
on the tires and then hooked up. The pull at the end is legit.
thanks for watching this video, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Give it a like if you liked it so far. And please turn on bell notifications for future content, as we have cool stuff in the pipeline that you're going to want to see. And as always, please comment below.